Oh, okay. Remember to put the trailer.
This is your cyclone update for January 13th, 2021, provided by the Hurricane Watch Team.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane Watch Team is here with your latest update on the tropics. Today we're going to be talking about Tropical Storm Eloise, which it is approaching the northern Madagascar coast. Conditions are starting to deteriorate later into the week. This is going to be making landfall in northern Madagascar, and next into the weekend, into Saturday, it is expected to make landfall in southern Mozambique, and that is where we could see this storm become intense, potentially a severe tropical cyclone threatening southern Mozambique coast. But for right now, the conditions are beginning to deteriorate and winds are beginning to increase in northern Madagascar. Again, 15 to about 15 inches of rain as expected for northern Madagascar. for this storm, as you can see, it is still going through a lot of convection. I do want to pull up the latest on Tropical Tidbits and see what they have to say about the system. As you can kind of see right here, this is the latest update. As of 1200 UTC, winds were 50 knots, about 60 miles per hour, 996 millibars. Here is the latest forecast track from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. They don't show it becoming a hurricane or cyclone or anything yet, but I do expect it to become a significant system before it makes landfall in the southern Mozambique area. This is going to be a storm that will be significant to this region. These are the latest models. Again, all pointing towards southern Mozambique. A lot of them do showing even as low as 970, 960. Others showing as low as 940 millibars. This is something we're going to be watching because this will be a big flood threat for this area. So I do want to bring up the rain, and I want to just talk about all the rain that this, just the northern part of Madagascar will be getting. Some areas up to, again, 10 to 15 inches of rain. As you can kind of see here, some areas could be seeing 10, 11, but closer towards the coast is where they're going to be seeing around 15 inches of rain. So again, anywhere from 10 to 15 inches of rain is where north central Madagascar will see a lot of that rain. Now in the next 10 days, this is where that area where it's going to be making landfall. So there's going to be a lot of flooding in this area, especially in this region. Again, 10 to 15. Some areas seeing closer to 17. We may even see up to 20 inches of rain upon landfall when it does make landfall near this area. Showing more of a landfall south of Venizelos, which is that town with around 40 to 50,000 people. It does look like it'll be making landfall south of that, but still that entire area, even in Venizelos, we'll be seeing up to 10 inches of rain, but closer to where this storm will be making landfall near this other town, up to 17 inches of rain, and could even see 20 inches of rain if this does slow down. Something we're going to watch out for. The conditions in this area are favorable. There are extremely warm water temperatures. I am going to show you all that. The water temperatures are very, very warm, above 85 degrees Fahrenheit in a majority of this area. The wind shear is very, very low to almost none, and the sea surface temperatures are good, the wind shear is low, and their conditions are favorable for the storm to undergo potentially rapid intensification. Some models are indicating this could become a Category 3 or even a Category 4. There is a moderate chance, but I do think Category 2, Category 3, there is a good chance that that could happen. But for right now, as the storm begins to approach the northern Madagascar coast, this could potentially, again, flooding for northern Madagascar. Not really any storm surge, but there are definitely swells for this area. Big waves, choppy ocean, and strong gusty winds. Again, we do believe wind gusts are closest to the actual wind speed. So again, they're showing winds as could be as high as nearly 70 miles an hour already with this system, and this could be getting even stronger prior to its landfall here near northern Madagascar. Again, we could be seeing winds close to 100 miles an hour. This could potentially become a Category 2, so strong winds could be imminent for this area. Again, windy is a little bit off, so we are going to have to watch this, but there's a possibility this could become a hurricane before it makes landfall there in Madagascar. So, again, tomorrow at 3 p.m., there's this chance, if I can, after I get my schoolwork done, after I get school over with, school ends at 2:50, if I can get upstairs and start streaming, we might actually be able to stream the landfall of the storm in northern Madagascar. So this is expected to make landfall tomorrow afternoon Central Time, and I will definitely be talking about this storm tomorrow evening if I'm not able to record it when it makes landfall. But it does have about 26 hours before it makes landfall, so it doesn't have a lot. Today I do have some of my friends here. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves? Okay, apparently not.
Sorry, I was having trouble with my mic. Hello.
So we do have Sebastian here with us. We're going to be talking about the storm. We do have other systems like the Australian system, and we do have Invest 90W, which is an area of disturbed weather near southeast or east. Yes, east south. I think it's east southeast. The Philippines. So again, heavy rain and flooding, mudslides, and landslides for that area are likely. But just kind of want to give an update. So this is that system here. Again, a lot of convection. It is beginning to approach that area. And again, lots of heavy rain, lots of wind will be possible for this area. Sebastian, do you have anything you want to say for this system?
Yeah, Madagascar will get hit hard, but definitely Africa likely to get hit hard. And also, the special event we told you about a week ago, there will be a trailer going on about it. It will be a premiere later today. Just saying. But bottom line is Madagascar and Africa will be hit hard by this system. And what's the country name again? I keep forgetting.
Mozambique.
Yeah, Mozambique could be completely devastated because they are very poor. And 55% of their population is below the poverty.
Now, one thing I did want to point out was you can kind of see we do have that convection, and right here, if we take a look at the past 2 hours, you can see that center circulation beginning to pop open, and you can kind of see where that center of circulation is here. If we zoom in this evening, we might actually have to do a little bit of a longer stream this evening. Might be able to see that sun on the system, and we would be able to see that center of circulation right there. But again, here as that system, you can really see the center circulation right here. There's still some convection to the north, and so this is showing it is still intensifying. And again, we could see the wind speeds could be picking up to, winds could be close to over 70 miles per hour when this makes landfall. Right now, by this evening, again, it is expected to have winds. Could even be a hurricane by this evening with winds as high as 75 miles per hour. But one thing I do want to talk about is this could be going through rapid intensification prior to its landfall there in northern Madagascar. So really strong winds. The storm surge won't be too bad, but there will definitely be some high waves. The waves will definitely be really high for this. Looks like a bay right here. So again, you have all this energy coming in, and it's being squeezed into a little bay. We kind of saw this with Typhoon Haiyan. You have a small bay, and you have a lot of waves and a lot of energy coming into that bay. All that energy is going to be squeezed in there, and it's going to might actually make the storm surge even worse and even higher, because all that energy is being squeezed into that little bay, and it may actually make the storm surge even worse than it actually is. Do you agree with me, Sebastian?
Yeah. Storm surge definitely won't be the biggest threat, but it could definitely be pretty bad. Madagascar, potentially 1 to 3 feet of storm surge, maybe 2 to 4 feet. Well, on Africa, potentially 3 to 5, maybe 5 to 8 feet storm surge. If it can become like Category 4, if it moves slow enough, that's definitely possible according to the Euro. We could have over 10 feet storm surge.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be horrible. And this is something we're going to have to watch out for. And this isn't storm surge. I wish they had a storm surge map, but these are how high the waves are. This is how high the waves are. So again, we are seeing 20-foot waves. I do need to zoom this in so we can kind of see better. Here we go. All right, we zoom in. Again, it does look like it moves over here, but still kind of squeezes that in there a lot. But I do want to take a look at how high the waves are. I don't know where it is, but hopefully pretty soon we can actually get a storm surge map for Mozambique. But maybe we can create ourselves a storm surge map. But we are talking about 40-foot waves. This isn't storm surge. These are just how high the waves are. And we could see waves as high as around 37 feet in these areas. So these waves are really dangerous. These waves are high, really, really bad. So we'll have to figure out a storm surge map, but obviously this is not a storm surge map. These are just the waves of how high these waves are. And the waves are, as you can clearly see, these waves are very, very high. So again, about, we could even see 10-foot storm surge near Mozambique. Excuse me. And again, I just want to show you, look at how much of an area this storm affects. Even into, eastern Mozambique, there are waves and swells off that coast. So there's still going to be swells. And again, like Sebastian was saying the other night, we get these big swells, rip currents. You're out in that ocean. Those rip currents could actually pull you towards the center of the storm. And if you have 120 mile-an-hour sustained winds, those conditions to a person exposed in the ocean, there's a chance that it would be absolutely horrible and devastating. Storm surge rip currents are very, very dangerous. So please do not be swimming in the ocean, and please stay out of this area if you can. This is very, very dangerous. This is a very, very bad time. So again, waves will be pretty high as this storm, approaches the coast of Madagascar. Now, I do want to talk about the storm off the coast of Australia, as it is producing winds and the waves are choppy. But a majority, it looks like it has fallen apart a lot.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Can I say something quick? Isn't a coastal country? The country we're talking about, isn't it coastal?
Mozambique?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, what could happen if some of the houses are probably close to the ocean? If the storm surge and waves, the waves are definitely going to come pretty far out onto the beach because, of course, bigger waves, the farther it come out to the beach, that will help storm surge. If they can get to the houses, because it definitely looks like it'll be strong enough to get to the houses, they can, since they're mainly small sheds, it could easily take the sheds out to sea with them.
Yes, this is definitely a potentially dangerous situation for this region. It's very, very vulnerable, and it's just out there and open. Even a 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm would do a lot of damage to this area. I mean, you have a little shack, even like a wooden house would really see a lot of damage from the winds, the rain, the flooding. This could be very, very bad. We're going to be watching the storm, as it moves over the Madagascar channel between Mozambique and Madagascar. This is going to be a system that I'm worried about it, to be honest. I'm very, very worried about this system.
Yeah, and it's not just that. Yeah, tropicals, for goodness sakes, since they're only small shacks, a tropical depression can be damaging. 55% of the country is below the poverty line, and it's one of the poorest countries in the entire world, like top 20 or something, probably. Very poor. And a tropical depression can do a lot of stuff to this country. Even a tropical depression has really bad rip currents. Even no tropical system has bad rip currents sometimes. So, but we could be dealing with Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. It looks like Euro might be going in for that, might not, based on millibars. So if we move slow enough, we could be dealing with a Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, which would pretty much devastate the whole country.
Absolutely.
Like the / city. I forgot if it was a country or a city.
It's a country. Mozambique is a country in Africa.
Okay.
This is going to be bad. I don't have a lot to say, and I'm not sure what all to say about it. We pretty much have covered most of it. And regardless, this is going to be a really rough and ugly system, but we will be covering it every single day. Tomorrow, our streams will be, I will try to do 2 streams tomorrow. If I don't have a lot of homework, I'll try to do one at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. If I can, log off, come upstairs, do a stream and kind of do a, stream of this system making landfall and talk about it. And then obviously we'll be doing one on the other system in Queensland, Australia, making landfall. So this is something we're going to be definitely watching very closely and carefully. We will be talking about Invest 90W. So just kind of want to really talk about this system right here. It's really worrying. But again, here is the Invest 90W right up here in eastern Philippines. So here's this system. As you can see in this area, there looks to be a lot of heavy rain. In this area, I don't think there is sunlight yet. I'm just checking to have an idea. So, yeah, sunlight's really far away still. So I do want to take a look at the past 12 hours so we have an idea of just how much this has, progressed, gotten worse in this past several hours. You need to go to infrared though. Okay. Wait for it to load. So as you can see, there is some outflow, and that is what we like to. That's what we look for when trying to predict these powerful systems, seeing outflow. But there's a lot of convection. There will be landslides. There will be flooding. I do want to take a look at how much rain is expected to fall for this region.
Can I say something really quickly?
Yes.
So, rip currents and rain will be the biggest threat, as well as wind and wind gusts for Africa and Madagascar, mainly Africa. And Queensland's threat is decreasing due to joint typhoon warning center not even expecting it to hit land anymore. Probably going to die before it even gets there, which is really good. But then we have this other system that could become very devastating, and that would be really bad. And of course, after these systems are done, we will go to our special event and stuff. But this will be devastating, most likely for Africa. And Queensland's threat is decreasing.
Alright, I did notice that it does look like it is falling apart. I did want to mention that, the eastern parts, eastern and northeastern parts of the Philippines, just in the next 3 days, we'll be seeing 8, 9, some areas could be seeing as high as 10 inches of rain in just the next 3 days from the system. 6 inches of rain. You come up here, we're seeing 8, 10 inches of rain right here on the coast. 10 inches of rain. So anywhere from half a foot, maybe even up to a foot of rain could fall in just 3 days in parts of the Philippines. In the next 24 hours, alright, we are also seeing 4 inches of rain in some of these areas. 5 inches of rain in these areas. So the rain is definitely falling. And again, here is the storm. Alright, we are seeing a lot of heavy rain. I do not know what I do need to look at the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and see what they are also saying for this system. So let's just get over here right quick. Go to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and see what they're saying about this system. So again, here is Eloise, Joshua, it is falling apart, and Kimi, it is also falling apart, and you have Invest 90W, which is producing a lot of heavy rains for eastern Philippines. So let's get right into Invest 90W. Joshua, Eloise, Kimi.
90W might not be bad, but it really might be bad. It depends. It doesn't look like it will become anything more than a tropical storm, though. And this currently is the Western Pacific season.
Oh yeah, the West Pacific season's like all year. So anyway, this is what the Joint Typhoon Warning Center is saying. An area of convection Invest 90W has persisted near 8.2 degrees north, 126.7 degrees east, approximately 92 nautical miles northeast of Davao, Philippines. Animated enhanced infrared satellite imagery and then microwave image depict a defined low-level circulation center with persistent convection over the northern semicircle. So I do want to pull up the Philippines Meteorological Services. And I can't spell Philippines, but it's fine. Okay. Let me just, is this Philippines? I don't know. I want to say it is. Huh. Oh yeah, Philippine Atmospheric. Okay, this is the Philippines Meteorological Organization, essentially. So let's go to Tropical Cyclone Advisory. No? Okay. Wait, yeah? No? Okay. Let me just find it. So again, they are having floods. This looks to be like some radar we can see. General flood advisory severe. So I do kind of, want to go into all of this and just talk about the floods. The floods look to be pretty intense. They're severe floods. This is the general flood advisory for this region of the Philippines. This is what they're saying. Under present weather conditions at 3 p.m. today, the low pressure area was estimated based on all available data, 85 kilometers southeast of Zamboanga City, 6.2 degrees north, 122.4 degrees east, embedded along the intertropical convergence zone, affecting Mindanao and Palawan Trail end of frontal system shear line, affecting the eastern portion of Luzon, northeast monsoon, affecting the rest of Luzon. Okay. Now, this is what you need to know right here. People living near mountain slopes and in the low-lying areas of the above-mentioned river systems, which these are the river systems, I will not be able to pronounce them, but there they are, and the local disaster risk reduction and management councils concerned advised to be alert for possible flash floods. So these mountainous areas, this could be very bad. So we have all these areas that are, receiving heavy amounts of rain. So we have severe, 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 severe. So all of these are like flood watches and flood advisories. So if we look here, we zoom into this area. So this is heavy, heavy rain moving into this area. This is going to be really bad. Again, like they said, low-lying areas. Okay, if you're in the low-lying areas or near the mountains or mountainous terrain, you need to seek shelter and get to like a high area. Get up so the floods don't take you out, because floods are dangerous, and I've seen it before. It's really bad. Okay, so these are the areas, again, same stuff that they have been saying, alright? These rivers, and so, again, like they're saying, low-lying areas, moderate rains, light to occasionally moderate rains, these areas will be affected. It is not going to be pretty, it is going to be rough, and I hate to say it, but I honestly don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that the system could be very, very intense in terms of flooding and how much rain it is going to drop for this area. Flooding is going to be expected for this area. So I do want to just kind of have this radar up here. I do want to save this in case we do have to get back to the areas again. So these are the current alerts and advisories, so from light to severe. So we do have severe. This is all for like flooding and stuff like that. So it's gonna be really rough, and I hate to say it, but that's the truth. Let's see what else we got. So that's what they're saying for that system. I do want to point out this. This is for Meteo Madagascar. They are scaling it up a little bit, and this could be definitely significantly rough for this area. All right. I'm going to go back a little bit. Cyclone. Like not saying nothing. And here is that rain. There's not a lot of rain left. It looks to be falling apart and starting to could be even dissipating, which would be a good thing. So I do want to pull up that system near Queensland, Australia, and talk about it and talk about its conditions for this area, as that system is falling apart right now.
Hurricane HWT here.
I saw. So here is that system. It is loading. There is still some convection, but it nevertheless looks to be like it has been falling apart quite rapidly and quickly. This is the past 12 hours, and it is just falling apart. It's gonna be making landfall here. Looks to be pretty darn soon, getting really close to the coast. But again, it looks like it's moving out. But as you can see, it is just being sheared, and it is just completely falling apart. And there's not much left of this system. If I want to say anything, y'all can.
Yeah. So due to this getting sheared apart, the conditions are not really that favorable. Unlike 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 Eloise when it passes Madagascar, almost like.
Right. Hold up. Let me look up Kimi. So again, it really fell apart really quickly and fast. So again, yesterday I think it had up to 60 to 65 mile an hour sustained winds. And this is all that's left of it. It doesn't even show it making landfall or anything. It just looks like it's gonna turn around and potentially just eventually fall apart. And that's it. Really nothing left of this system. That's pretty much going to be... Does anyone have anything else they want to say? Comments, questions, or concerns?
Hurricane HQ, are you going to say something?
Alright, so there's that system. There's Kimi. It is falling apart. And we're going to be watching all these other systems. The one in the Philippines, 90W. Joshua is falling apart, soon to completely dissipate. And obviously we have... I forgot the name of it. I keep forgetting the name of the system. Eloise, that's right. As they will also continue to fall apart. Look at model forecast for 90W in the Indian Ocean. Take a look at this. So again, for wind, this is what they're going to show. Lots of land interaction. However, the HWR, I'm just looking at all the models. So, they show it reaching, 50 to 60 miles per hour. It's possible, but kind of looks like it's just going to sit there and dance around this area until it falls apart. So, it's just going to sit in this area and not do too much. Might intensify to tropical storm force winds, but we will definitely watch and see what what they're saying for the system. Okay, let's look at the future for this.
Hurricane HQ, what do you think the max strength for Eloise could be? I think it could be potentially up to a Cat 4. What about?
What was that?
How strong do you think Eloise could be upon prior to its landfall in southern Mozambique?
Well, I think once it hits Madagascar, it's going to weaken. So it will start out a bit weaker, but I think it's going to be moving very slow, and it's most likely going to go through rapid intensification, and we could possibly Cat 3, maybe Cat 4 to form before landfall in Mozambique.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really rough. It's gonna be ugly. I won't say it's gonna be catastrophic, but this is again a very poor country, and I'm worried about this. I don't have a good feeling that this. I just don't have a good feeling something bad could come from this.
It looks like Meteor Madagascar is acknowledging that is a threat now. Although it's weird that it doesn't show anything on their cyclone tab.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Kind of. Was like, are they gonna show anything?
Hurt.
But no.
Wait, what's the country? What is the country name? I keep forgetting it.
Madagascar?
No, the other one.
The other one? Oh, Mozambique, Africa?
Mozambique doesn't have a meteorological service, so they actually probably don't even know that there's a tropical cyclone coming for them.
Yeah, they don't even have a website as of 2018.
It's worse than California getting 44 inches of snow. It's way worse because they don't. It's a tropical cyclone, so it's really bad.
Let's try to keep it on topic.
I'm just giving a comparison that it's really bad.
Yeah. But yeah, it just definitely does not look.
This is just. It's not gonna be really nice.
I'm noticing they don't update their cyclone and vigilance tabs.
They don't have one.
No, Meteor Madagascar.
Oh yeah, they barely do update them. They barely do.
The cyclone tab doesn't even acknowledge anything, although you can actually find it on the home screen. Special newsletter. That's weird. I don't know why they can't. They update their website less than us.
That's just sad. Who just joined?
Puffball.
Hey Puffball.
So again, this will definitely be a system that we're going to be watching because could not only be strong, but it could be life-threatening to the people of Mozambique since they don't have a warning system or a way of knowing that a system is coming. The only possible way they could know that that system is coming is if they have a weather station and they notice the millibars are starting to plummet. Also, let's try to keep all ourselves on mute so there's no like random sounds and distractions.
Can I quickly say something?
Yes.
So Mozambique. Okay, it's Mozambique. Stupid Discord. Okay, sorry about that. Mozambique. I don't think Mozambique has any schools. I'm sure that I'm sure that they don't know what the millibars mean. I don't think they have internet either.
Well, there are weather stations in that area.
Yeah, I think yeah, in Mozambique there is a few weather stations. Only one along the coast though, which is still online and running, with a slightly longer delay than usual, but it is running. Is continuing to run, so we can actually use that for beta. Although it will not be as accurate because it's not going to be in the primary landfall area.
Now, Mozambique. Mozambique. What? I'm gonna search up how poor they are. 14.396 billion, but the average is 39.183 billion. So they're half below. They're like only 50% of the average, and they at 34.6% of the GDP is debt, and it's the least developed country in the world.
Gosh, yeah, they're doomed.
And 52% of the population is below the poverty line.
They only have $14 billion.
Yeah, and the average is 39 billion.
Oh my gosh, man! I'm not gonna say anything because it's gonna get off topic. But regardless,
We still have a 90W to talk about.
I already talked about it.
That's so bad for
Oh.
Mozambique, though.
It's going to be bad for Mozambique. Also, like Puffball was saying, 90W, yes, flooding is expected. Some areas could see over anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of rain on the eastern side of the Philippines.
Parts of the seven islands have actually reached up to 400 millimeters of rain.
That's a lot. Holy crap. Yeah, that island. There are actually regions. I'm gonna have to study the regions of the Philippines so I can actually understand. Oh, it's in this region and stuff, so I don't sound
I know
too.
the north part. I know the North Island is North Luzon, and a couple more islands are also Luzon.
North Luzon. Okay. Yeah, because I went onto the site and clicked on some of the warnings, but that's good enough. I'm gonna be studying, the area so I know what I'm talking about. But again, flooding is gonna be a big threat for this area. Again, general flooding for. I think these are the regions: Eastern Samar, Layet, Northern Samar, Southern Layet, Bil, Iran, and Samar. And again, we're talking about rivers, bayous, and low-lying areas. Will be if you live near a river or a bayou or a creek, there is a chance that it will overflow and it will the area that you live in will be flooded. Or if you live in a low-lying area, it will also be flooded. And you also have to watch out for landslides and a lot of flooding. So that is a huge threat: landslides, mudslides, and flooding. Because the Philippines is a very mountainous terrain. There's a lot of mountains in this area.
Can I talk a little bit for a sec?
Yes.
Okay, I want to talk about the Africa Madagascar system. So if we look, I'm gonna actually go to max rainfall if I can find it. Um. Okay, I think precipitable water. No, total precipitation.
This area is in Mozambique.
Total precipitation. Okay.
Alright, so here's the
Wait,
rainfall forecast for
what?
the Philippines, especially
hold
for the
on.
southern Philippines from
talking.
this system.
I'm talking. Okay, so it looks like Madagascar will get up to 25 inches of rain, and Africa will get around. So it looks like 20 to 25 inches of rain for Madagascar, and up to 23 inches for Africa from this potential very bad system. So extremely heavy rainfall. And if we do look at the maximum wave height, if it will load 40. Currently Eloise is having max wave heights of 43 feet. 43 feet. And it's only a tropical storm. What the frick? Okay, that's bad.
Alright, so
Wait,
the rainfall from 90W is supposed to be 100 to 200 millimeters all around the Mindanao area, 300 millimeters for northern Mindanao, and in localized areas, it's gonna get up to 400 millimeters, especially in northern Mindanao.
Hey, may I ask you for where you're getting this information from, Puffball?
Look in chat.
Well, like the rainfall rates.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the region.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I'll provide a YouTube channel where I found it out.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, this is gonna be bad. For flooding. These are all the regions, the towns, the cities, these areas. But again, for all these areas, flooding is just gonna be the main concern. And
can I say something really quickly?
yes.
can I say something about the wave heights? So you know how wave heights really can help the rip currents? You know how high wave heights can help rip currents? You know that,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Well, if we go to significant wave height, and also we're already having 40 feet. Um, Currently we're having 43 feet. Um, um, of waves. As only a tropical storm. So if 43 feet 43 feet wave already, and it's only a tropical storm. Imagine this potential major hurricane on the San Francisco scale when it hits Africa. How big those wave heights could be if it's already 43 feet as a tropical storm, and imagine how much those will help the rip currents.
It's just gonna be bad. There's Tacloban City. That's the same area that Haiyan made landfall, and they're getting flooded. I definitely saw that region, and I looked at the infrastructure of the Philippines is not up to modern. Is not up to the modern. I can't even think of the right words. But it's like not up to the modern levels for sustaining hurricanes like that they have gotten in the past. And I know that this isn't going to be good for them. Flooding alone is going to be bad. And I don't really have anything else to say, but it's not going to be good.
Yeah. Also, just saying, right when it comes off of Madagascar, according to the European model, which is, of course, as you know, the model that the Hurricane Watch team is going with for the Madagascar and Africa system. That's the model we're going with. It is showing right off when it comes off of Madagascar, 59 feet waves. That's like half a tsunami. That's like half a giant tsunami. And you might be thinking, oh, it's going to be on the ocean. No, right on the coast of Madagascar, when it hits Madagascar, there's going to be 40 to 50 feet waves crashing down on land.
Wait a minute.
On the coast.
Wait a minute. So I checked Windy of rain accumulation, and I stand corrected. It turns out that surprisingly, even though 90W is just to the east of most of Mindanao, we're actually supposed to get the hunk of a lot of the rain in northern Luzon, up to 200 millimeters in certain regions.
Wow. Okay, based on this, it looks like we will get wave heights. Based on this ratio, it looks like we could have wave heights of up to 90 feet. 90 feet crashing down and a little bit offshore in Africa. And it won't be like, oh, you might think, oh, no, that's going to be out in the ocean. No, that's going to be on shore and a little bit offshore. This will be very devastating. Not up to potentially 90 feet, because based on that and the future Neuro and wave heights and stuff, we could have, if it's 59 feet as a Category 1 on San Francisco scale tropical storm, up to when it comes off of Madagascar. Imagine what it could be at 950 and 960s when it makes landfall. And those wave heights won't be like out in the ocean and on the coast. They'll only be like 5, 10, 15 feet. No, that's also a lot of the big wave heights will be on the coast. So imagine 90 feet waves potentially. 50, 60, 70, 80, and potentially up to 90 feet on the coast. So 50 to 90 feet. 50 to 90 feet waves on the coast. You're right off the coast of Africa and Madagascar. Imagine that. That's like tsunami heights.
That's just I don't even know what to say. It's horrible.
Also, in the central part, in the center of for the next 5 days, what is now the center of, I forgot its name, one near Madagascar. Eloise?
Medio
Yeah,
Madagascar.
Eloise. Yeah, so Eloise, the central of Eloise, will actually get 348 millimeters during the next 5 days. And 218 millimeters in just 12 hours alone.
It's gonna be bad.
Can I show? And this is rare. This is extremely rare in wave heights. Like if we have originally thought rain was going to be the biggest threat, or rip currents, or wind gusts. Like we originally thought wind and wind gusts and rain and flooding and rip currents were going to be the biggest threat. But looking at this, it looks waves are going to be the biggest threat by far. Can I send you? Go and chat. I'm sending you a picture of an 80-foot wave. Imagine 90 feet waves.
Sure.
Just think of that. Think of that devastation. This is going to be really bad.
Yeah, this is gonna be really bad. Really bad.
This is...
Like in Laura, we only had like 40 feet waves, and having this is going to be completely devastating. Imagine those waves crashing down. Those will wipe out the coast. This will be, I cannot stress it enough, devastating, potentially.
Waves. What would you say? The European.
Hold up, Hurricane HQ. I need to
That's still
turn your
high.
sound up.
It's all. Didn't matter. Really weird.
20 feet. 20 feet of waves.
40 feet. That's what the ECNWF model was shown. I'm gonna check what is the. Okay, the Wave Watch one shows it heading a. Okay, yeah, it shows it heading a little bit more. So yeah, probably around 30 to 30 plus feet. But that is really high.
Yeah, and crashing down on Africa, we could see max waves of 16 to 90 feet.
Sure, about 90, 60 to 90. That's a little bit high.
Oh, as a tropical storm, the ECNWF right off the coast when it leaves Madagascar is showing 59 feet waves. Want me to show you? I'll send a picture in chat.
Here, I'll look. I'm on Windy right now.
Oh, no. I'm looking at a special parameter that's only in weather models. Also, 40 feet.
ECNWF WAM is any different?
Oh, also 50-foot waves are around taller than a building.
It's just 20 feet.
You're looking at the wrong parameter.
Here,
Significant wave height is higher than is different than max wave height. Significant wave height is like the amount of waves and extra waves it has that makes it significant. If it had zero significant wave height, you could have zero waves, but it wouldn't technically be significant. So they're different. Want me to send you a picture? Sure, I'll go to weathermodels.com and show you because it's a special parameter on weather models. Okay. And this is only through 90 hours. So that's as far as the parameter goes. So this is only for the next 90 hours. I sent it in chat.
Yeah, that's kind of high. And it also shows it before it hits Madagascar.
Yeah,
So,
that's bad.
yeah, it looks like up to 65 to 70-foot waves. That is actually really high. Looks like off the coast of Madagascar to the east, it's gonna be around 40. But
Imagine
wow,
how
that's like
imagine
60.
how str- imagine how big those waves will be on the coast of Africa. Imagine, just imagine that for a second.
That could actually cause some serious impacts.
That, ugh.
In addition to storm surge, of course.
I wish they had a storm surge parameter.
That would
Here, I'm
actually
gonna
be
search
very
up
useful.
90-foot wave. Actually, average tsunami height. I'm gonna search that up.
Well, a tsunami is a bit different.
10 feet? Up to 30 feet. So,
Alright, well, these waves are extreme, but it's different from a tsunami.
yeah, tsunami is a wall of
Continuous
water.
pushing water. Waves do not, but there's some serious heights.
Yeah, the biggest tsunami was 1,720 feet. We're not gonna have that.
Yeah.
And that 1,720 feet was when the asteroid hit the Gulf. 66 million years ago. Anyway, but yeah, our point is these wave heights could very extremely bad. Arya, do you want to say anything about the wave heights?
This is gonna be bad. This is this is gonna be really bad. I hate to say it, but this is gonna be bad, and I just want people to realize if you're watching this, please leave your home, your country. Please leave and get to a safe place now, because if you live near the coast where this makes landfall, there's not a good chance that you would survive it if you live right on the coast and you have a wave like this, storm surge, strong winds, flooding. There's not a chance you're going to survive this. I hate to say it, but I honestly think there's not a chance you're going to survive it if you live. These the kind of conditions. The country is in probably the top 30, top 20 poorest countries in the world. Please find a way and try to leave. This is a serious situation.
Or just try and get away from the coast. Literally just walk a few miles inland.
That makes more sense instead of leaving your entire country behind.
Yeah.
Get
Wait,
as
so what's the
as
country
far
called
away from
again?
the coast as you can.
I'm just
What's the country called
saying,
again?
Mozambique has you see, it's going to have a big wind field. It's going to have a big wind, I don't even know. It's going to have a big wind field. There's going to be a lot of rain.
But yeah, we urge everyone, just please get away from the coast. The further away from the coast, the safer you'll be. That's nearly a guarantee. Just please, get away from the coast. It's the only way you'll survive.
Mozambique, it actually looks like Mozambique has a lot of buildings, skyscrapers, but it's on the coast mainly. The main city is on the coast.
And what city would that be?
Mozambique. I'll send you a picture. One here. This is the capital of Mozambique. I'll send you it. Okay? This is what it looks like. This is the capital of Mozambique. It's on the coast. Imagine a wave crashing. Imagine how many people.
Wait. What is that city?
Mozambique, coastal Mozambique. The capital of
That's the name of the
Mozambique.
city? No, what's the
Yeah.
name of the capital?
Because I already forgot. Mozambique. It is capital of Mozambique. Maputo.
Alright, so the GFS is suggesting landfall at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Not in Madagascar, but in Mozambique.
Winds of up to 135 miles per hour are predicted by the ECMWF model, while the
How,
GFS is a lot less.
how do you know that though? Did you look at wind gusts?
Yeah.
That's wind gusts. Oh, but there's still winds, yeah.
Gusts matter too.
I know. Gusts can be really bad. So this storm could be absolutely devastating. So we see the coastal of Mozambique is actually doing pretty well. It has a lot of buildings and stuff. The more inland is where you have all the shacks and poverty mostly. But on the coast, with all those buildings, probably that's where most of the people live. Imagine a gigantic wave crashing onto that city, like on the coastal areas, and a lot of people live there. That's really bad.
Alright, so landfall 1 is expected at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, while landfall 2 is expected at 7 p.m. Saturday.
I'm going to search up what the wave heights for. Laura wave heights.
It's called windy.
Oh, so Laura only had wave heights of up to 37 feet. I think it's geography that helps the wave heights. So that's bad. Yeah, Mozambique. If you live there, you should really get out. Because
Leave your homes. Come back later. Just to get out of here. Literally, just get out of here. Abandon your town. Abandon your friends.
Abandon your friends. Why do you have to put it like that? Our point is, everybody, that Mozambique, the capital will get like a lot of these wave heights, and even though it looks pretty good, a lot of people live there. Imagine how much people's lives could be lost if you don't evacuate. So that's why you should evacuate, because this could be very devastating.
Do not evacuate, then I'm sorry. I'm just really sorry. I just really sorry.
Okay, I gotta say something right here, right now.
Yep.
Don't evacuate until your local officials say so.
No.
Don't listen.
There is no
to
local officials. You don't understand. There is no local officials.
There is no local officials.
They should really have some local officials.
They don't. They don't have an official weather service.
That
Point is, don't listen to 5 people on the internet.
That is just how poor this country is. They're so poor they cannot afford to spend money on a meteorological service for their country. That is how poor this country is. Oh.
Sebastian, didn't you say like 20 minutes ago if you didn't have internet?
Yeah, I thought they didn't, but it turned out they did. I was thinking of a different country.
Still, you don't have any officials. Just get out of there while you still can. You have time. Pack up. Go further inland. Go further into the country.
Well,
head to
why not live? I mean, if you're in Mozambique or Madagascar, don't listen to 5 people in a Discord VC on the internet. Listen to some more trusted people.
There are no more trusted people.
There is no weather service in there. Are you trying to get them killed?
No, that was not. Where do you think I got that? Where do you think? Okay, Sebastian, where do you think I got that from? Where did you think I got that from? Why would I try to kill people in a different country? Where do you get that from?
You? Personality?
Well,
no, I'm just kidding. No,
everyone should evacuate.
I just don't want them to die. I'm joking with you, but I don't want them to die. Is my point.
Literally, just get out of there. It's not
Get out or face the consequences.
here. This is just a quick little message I invented. Okay, everyone. So
Wait,
all you
doesn't Mozambique have the JTWC? They come from Mozambique, right?
Nah, not really. No, they don't give official forecasts. They don't give wave heights. They just give storm paths for and some other info for certain places, but they don't give it Mozambique.
Yeah, if you're watching this and you're from Mozambique, just play it safe. Evacuate. Literally, all you have to do: travel to Mabilane, travel to Mosi, travel to Madagascar, Madagascar. Travel northwest. Your best is basically the way you want to do. You want to travel northwest.
Yes, absolutely. We
Best
cannot.
place to be is outside the country.
It's exactly
northern.
what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
And y'all gotta.
See, winds up to 140 miles per hour is what the ECMWF is showing.
Yeah.
We just have to go now.
Okay, well, our point is this will be absolutely devastating, mainly because of the wave heights.
Yeah.
And the wave heights do help rip currents. Imagine how strong those rip currents could be. Imagine the rip current pulling you out to sea, and you're gonna have to battle 90 feet wave heights, out to sea.
I know.
Your chances of survival in that situation are 0.1%. I'm not joking. I'm probably generous by saying that it's probably 0%.
It is zero. That is absolutely 0%. No one is going to survive those kind of sustained winds, and the average human cannot really sustain 100-mile-an-hour winds. You would literally.
And imagine those.
At 140-mile-an-hour winds, the wind would literally be knocked out of you. There'd be so much wind coming at you at once, it would physically be hard to breathe.
Yeah. So and I bet at least one person will go into the ocean. A lot of people are stupid, and usually in every hurricane, at least one person goes surfing. It happens so much. So it's pretty likely that will happen to a couple of people, like teenagers that are daring. I bet you that will probably happen with at least one person. If they go out there, then waves help rip currents. That's a fact. Well, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
so, and of course,
just don't go out.
And the storm, of course, will create lots of rip currents. Those rip currents because it's a pretty strong system, what's likely if you go on those waves, even a very little bit amount of water can sweep you out to sea. So, in a storm like that where the rip currents are very strong, if you go in the ocean, it's extremely likely that you will be caught in a rip current, swept out, and nobody will help you. And it's extremely unlikely that you will be able to escape the rip current. Because, yeah. So, and I bet, and like I said, it's very likely that at least one or more people will go on the wave. Probably, it's pretty likely that a couple of people will go on the waves. What will happen is, since the storms could be pretty strong, it's very unlikely that a rip current will not happen. It's very likely that a rip current will come and you won't be able to escape it. That's pretty likely. What that can happen is it sweeps you out more into the storm. You are battling 50 to 90 feet waves out in the sea with 100-mile-per-hour winds and even higher gusts. Imagine that.
Possibly even stronger sustained winds.
Imagine that. Just imagine. Don't be stupid and go out there. Because you are literally stupid if you do that. You are stupid if you do that.
Y'all want to wrap it up here? We're going on like an hour and 10 minutes.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this video. This will be very devastating if you live in Mozambique, please evacuate. Well, I would say wait 1 or 2 days before evacuating, just to make sure that this would be pretty strong. And in 1 or 2 days, you'll still have around 2 to 3 days to
Even
evacuate.
a tropical storm would be very bad for this location. They're living in shacks.
Yeah, and only the coast is pretty. The coast has pretty big buildings. A lot of people live there, and these waves could kill a lot of people on the coast because there's a lot of people. So our point is, please leave in like 1 or 2 days when we can make it official that this can be pretty strong. Keep up with the weather, like tropical tidbits, not pivotal weather, tropical tidbits. Go to like WW3 model. Keep up with the wave heights and all that stuff. Keep up with 850 MB winds, which is technically wind gusts, and 10 M winds, which is sustained winds for your location and for other locations. Keep up with this. Go to models. So, if you live there. And as always, be safe.
Peace out, y'all.
And subscribe.